Welcome to Jasper High School. Tonight, the Jasper Wildcats on senior night are hosting the Jeffersonville Red Devils. The Wildcats with a 5-14 record against the Red Devils at 9-6. Hello, everybody. I'm Craig Schneider along with Jason Stamm and Jeremy Marcus on the video. And Jason, obviously senior night, celebration of the seniors in all aspects. We have the dance team, we've got the band, we've got the cheerleaders, and of course the basketball players. And, obviously what John Gable likes to do every year whenever it is senior night is that he starts all the seniors and the Wildcats with 5 seniors: Caleb Berger, William Schmidt, Isaac Heim, Andrew Wallace, and Jace Goodhue. All 5 will be starters tonight.
Yeah, they are, and that's kind of a tribute that Coach Gable does every year to allow those seniors to start, and it's really a neat thing for those, because, obviously I think all of them have probably had that opportunity to start this year other than Andrew and William Schmidt. So, it's kind of a big deal for them. It kind of pays a little respect to them for all the hard work that they've dedicated to the program and all the nice things that they've done. And it's really a cool little thing that Coach does. And, and I'm sure the players, they enjoy that and are glad to get to do it.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. Well, and the other thing, too, when it comes to our opponent tonight, we're taking on a Jeffersonville team, and so this is kind of an interesting matchup for the Wildcats because I can't remember in all my years being around Jasper, Indiana. I was actually born in Jeffersonville and moved here when I was about 4 years old, but I don't remember Jasper ever playing Jeffersonville.
I don't in basketball.
Yeah.
I know in baseball we play them every year, but in basketball this is the first time that I can remember that they've ever made the trip here, or we've never made the trip there. So, obviously, you look at their record at 9-6. They've only played 15 games, so they were probably shorted some games because of COVID or whatever. Right. They when Pike decided that they weren't going to be able to play because they weren't in school, Brian Lewis probably went out looking and was able to find somebody, and it's a very formidable opponent. There's no doubt.
Right.
So.
Yeah, they actually sit atop along. It's a 4-way tie in the Hoosier Hill Conference that they play as they come under, or they are underway with the tip of the basketball. But it's Floyd Central, New Albany, Jeffersonville, and Jennings County, all 4-2 on the season. As the ball gets knocked away there, and their starting lineup includes number 2, Kobe Stoudemire. Number 1 is Will Lovings-Watt. Number 23 out there is Jalen Fairman. And number 11 is Brandon Razor Moore. And that shot is up and in quickly for them. So they're up 2-0. And then also Brenton Moore, number 13, if he is starting, because they weren't sure who was going to start.
Yeah, he's not in there.
Okay, so it's number 5, it looks like, and that's Jared Tyson.
But yeah, the young man you're talking about, Brenton Moore, is a freshman, and looking at their stat sheets, he's going to get in the game and play quite a bit of minutes. So, for a school the size of, what do they call there, travel?
They call it,
or a foul? Travel,
I guess it's,
nope.
No, they're going to call it charge, actually, or at least an offensive foul.
Offensive foul on Heim.
So lower his shoulder or something there, but yeah, so that's a quick foul on the Wildcats there. So just underway, a minute into it, 2-0, Jeffersonville with the lead over Jasper.
But yeah, my point was there, with a freshman starting or playing, quite a few minutes for a school the size of Jeffersonville, he's got to be a pretty good basketball player, I would think.
Right. Okay, so the ball gets knocked away. Cats will hang on to it here. And again, the Red Devils right now riding a 3-game winning streak. Knocked off Rock Academy, Seymour, and Jennings County in the last 3 games, and Berger actually gets knocked to the floor there, so that's going to be a
foul on number 5, Jared Tyson.
Yep. All right, so 1 foul apiece, 6:49 on the clock. Jeff with an early lead.
And this is games that at this point in the season, you're out here trying to work on things to get better. There's another turnover by Jasper.
Yeah,
and
actually,
I guess a foul too.
Yeah, just kind of a tough spot over there for Wallace, but then he picks up the personal foul, so 2 quick fouls on Jasper. And
and you see that happen so many times, especially in the high school game. A kid will make a mistake and turn the ball over, and then he turns around and compounds it by committing a foul.
Right.
Mistakes are going to happen. You just got to get back and play good defense after one happens.
All right, so they kick out. There's a travel to the corner. Now they feed. Nice pass
pass
down low, and he was able to put it up and in. So Will Lovings-Watt gets his first bucket of the ball game.
I'm not sure how that pass got there, but very nice interior passing there by Jeffersonville.
And they're definitely after it defensively, so now we got to break the other way, and that's going to be an easy layup for Stoudemire. So 6-0 Jeffersonville. And Wildcats.
And this is a tough spot for these guys that don't play a lot, because you're supposed to play Pike Central, and nothing against Pike, but it's obviously it's quite a bit of difference between Pike Central and Jeffersonville.
Right. Right.
So those guys are out there. They're playing hard. They're doing the best they can, but it's when it's a different opponent like this.
All right, so another steal and a drive the other way, but cannot come with the shot. Now we got a foul called on number 11, Brandon Razor Moore. And I'll tell you what, as far as two of their top scorers for this team, Lovings-Watt, Razor Moore, actually in that game against Seymour, 64-46 they won. He scored 26 points in that game, popping 5 3-pointers. And their last outing against Jennings County, Watt had 23 and Razor Moore had 20. So those two will be two of their primary scorers on this team.
Yeah, they're both 6'5", both juniors. They start junior, and one senior. So, obviously they're going to be pretty good next year again, I would think.
All right, so Lovings-Watt with the rebound there, coming quickly the other way. And the other thing, too, with the Wildcats lineup on the floor right now, Berger's the only real guard. And so, again, we just don't have any players really out there to handle the basketball, and that's where we're really paying the price right now. But Lovings-Watt pops a three-pointer there, and it's now 9-0, and John Gable calls a timeout, and he's got 4 substitutions coming in. So we'll take our first break. Jeffersonville 9, Jasper 0 here on 18 WJTS.
I thought it was number 5 on a layup.
Was it 5? Okay.
Do you have him scoring?
No.
Yeah, he scored.
All right, Jasper with the basketball and trailing 9-0 here. Now they got their
they got more like
there.
Their starters, normal starters are back in the game here.
All right, so Ernie gets a shot up, and it's not there, and it's going to be a foul on the rebound. Lovings-Watt came down with the board there, and so now Ernie just checked into the ball game, picks up a quick foul. 3 fouls on the Wildcats, 2 on the Red Devils.
Jasper's in their 2-3 zone. It'd be interesting. It looks like they're going to stay in it now, even with the different lineup in there. With those 2 6'5" guys that look like they jump really well, it's going to be imperative that we block out. Right there is a perfect example.
All right, so Lovings-Watt right there. You're right. Just was able to save that ball from going out of bounds. And
they're 6'5", they're skinny, they got long arms, and you got to not only block them out, but you got to get them out from under the rim, because they can elevate and go over the top of you and not really be a foul.
Feed down low. Razor Moore is able to get his shot up and in. 11-0 Jeffersonville. Cats looking for their first score of the game. 3:40 to go here in the first quarter. Gus in the ball game. Day drives. Now he gets cut off. Ernie shot up. It doesn't go. Now Gus gets eaten there. Quickly stop and pop and puts it up and in. So that's number 23, Jalen Fairman. And now it's a 13-0 lead for Jeffersonville.
Coach Gable's going to take a full timeout now.
So started the seniors. They had troubles. And now it looks like the regular starters are having trouble. So we'll take a break. 13-0 Jasper trails here on 18 WJTS. All right, the Wildcats with the basketball, trailing Jeffersonville 3-0 or 13-0. Glance up there, I saw the 3.
I wish it was 3-0. You know, I mean, this is in all honesty, it's a good game to play to try to get ready for the sectional.
All right, so that's going to be a foul on Berger. Yeah, but, you know, because actually they were supposed to play Wrights tonight, so that would have been an interesting matchup to see how they fared against them. You know, as far as other.
Jeff was supposed to play Wrights?
Yeah, Jeff was supposed to play Wrights tonight.
What happened to that, I wonder?
I don't know.
Huh.
So that's how it kind of worked out for us to be able to play them. But they've beaten North. They lost to Boise. All right, that's a nice jumper pop there by Razor Moore. So he's got 4 points. 15-0 Jasper. Yet to score with 2:43 to go here in the first quarter. Moondy gets a look. Now that just gets stuffed. So again, they're just longer, quicker.
Yeah.
You know, obviously more athletic.
You know, there's you know, Carter Moondy, and it's nothing against him, but he's not used to playing against athletes like that. I mean, that shot, he's open and he hits it, you know, more times than not. And
well, and that's the thing. I mean, even we just try bounce passes and all that, and we're just getting a hand on everything, and we're just having a tough time just really getting into any flow whatsoever.
I mean, I got us for 4 turnovers already, and we've played, not even 6 minutes yet.
All right, so there's the three-pointer in and out, but in an easy bucket up there. So now Razor Moore's got 6 points and 17-0. So the Wildcats are really struggling against this Jeffersonville team. And, you know, the thing is, Jeffersonville's in the same – they're looking to get better, you know. So, I mean, obviously they're going to play as hard as they possibly can, especially early on in the ball game. So,
well, there's no doubt. I mean, you know, they're going to be out here and they're going to keep playing their style of game, which from the way it looks, they like to get up and down the floor. They like to put some ball pressure.
Yep.
You know, they're not going to play anything different.
And, I mean, it seems real disappointing as far as their man-to-man because they stay on their guy. You know what I mean?
They do. You know, and that's so far has been probably the thing that impresses me the most is their defense.
Right.
I mean, they get after it. I mean, they do. They move their feet on defense. They, you know, are able to. We'll finally get
crowd erupts there.
Yeah.
17-2. Three-pointer in the corner does not go, so that was Stoudemire shooting that one. Tell you what, and that's the thing. If they scouted Jasper and they realized that, you know, the hot hand for the Cats has been Moondy, you know, and they put Loving's Watt all over him, so Moondy's just going to have a really tough time getting any shots, but there's Ernie going to the lane but can't get it. Cats get the rebound. Day will attack. Good Hugh kicks back out. Moondy misses on that three. All right, so quick down, feed inside. It's actually nice quickness shown there by Jalen Fairman.
Yeah, they've got 5 very good athletes out there on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not necessarily just basketball players. They're good athletes. They're quick. They're long. They're fast. You know, and you know, from Jasper's standpoint, we're not used to seeing 5 guys like that. You know, a lot of teams. You know, Castle the other night they had Isaiah Schwolp, who was exceptionally quick.
Yes.
But you know, now you got 5 guys out there that are like that.
Right.
So.
And that's the thing, Swope actually just committed to USI this week, so we
yeah,
got a
congratulations
chance to see.
on him. I mean, that's a nice accomplishment for him.
Right.
You know, goes to prove how good a basketball player he is. You know, USI's had a very good basketball program down there for the last few years, and I think he'll be a nice addition for them.
Right. Especially with some local product too.
Yeah, it's nice to see that.
All right, so Jeffersonville, Cats make it tough for him on that three-pointer, but Jalen Fairman makes them pay. So Jeffersonville rolls 20 points on the Wildcats. Jasper only scores 2, down 20-2 here on 18 WJTS. All right, the Wildcats trailing by 18 to start the second quarter. They'll have the basketball. Actually, number 13 is now in the ball game for Jeffersonville. That's Brenton Moore, the freshman we talked about. So first man off the bench for them. Cats can't hit the three-pointer there. Quickly the other way, and an easy jam for Will Lovings-Watt. So he is impressing tonight. 7 points for him, 22-2. Albrand. Ernie, he'll stop. Off the glass, doesn't go. Rebound comes down for Razor Moore.
I mean, we're getting a few good shots, but you know we're not converting them again. You know, I mean, Ernie's got to the lane 2 or 3 times since he's been in the game, and shooting them a little hard. They're not, you know.
Well, and I think the other thing too is that we're so apprehensive on our shots. You know, once you know that somebody's going to be in your face, you're not as smooth and as confident.
But the thing with that is, all you got to do is shot fake. Because if you shot fake against a team like this, those guys they're going to go flying because they all want to block it.
Right.
You know, and it's going to lead. You know, you're going to end up with a better shot. Oh my!
They drive down there and they try to bounce pass it to Michael O'Brien, number 25. It goes out of bounds, so Jasper gets the ball on a rare turnover by the.
That's their first I have as far.
Yeah.
It was a nice pass. He just wasn't ready to catch it.
All right, so 22-2, Jasper trailing Jeffersonville.
You know, and right there, you know, they're running a little token pressure, and we did a good job of, you know, just get the ball in your ball handler's hand, in this case, Isaac, and just the rest of everybody get out of your way so that your guy can't run and jump and double teaming.
Mooney with a nice drive. But again, instead of going smooth off the glass there, he's kind of teardropping the shot. So
I think we got by with a block or a travel there because we had 2 guys. I'll tell you what, I can't even keep up with my stats. I'm marking down a missed shot on one end and a make shot on the other end.
That's right.
Fast
So Brandon Razor Moore's got 8 points already. Lovings-Watt with 7. 2 leading scorers so far for this Jeffersonville team. Kind of right on par with the way they play.
Pretty good combination between those 2 guys.
Yes, both of them 6'5" too. This ball gets knocked away by the freshman number 13, Brenton Moore.
The thing that impresses me more, you know, and we talked briefly a little bit about it a while ago, is, you know, you have teams like this that are athletic and like to get up and down the floor. They like the offensive end. A lot of times on the defense, they don't like that end. But so far from what I've seen, Jeffersonville, they get after it.
I agree.
Mean, they know that if you play that end, it leads to, as I say that, we get a wide open layup.
Yeah,
but,
Connor.
you know, I think they have the mentality that, you know, they get layups out of playing good defense.
Right. But, you know, that's the thing. I think that they just seem very disciplined across the board, you know, because even on this, you know, again, they're right in their kind of dribble drive offense. They're going to pop a 3 there. But, again, if you can hit them, why not? Yeah, a lot of times you say you can get that shot anytime you want, but that's part of their offense, it looks like.
Well, and Jasper switched that trip and was in man-to-man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that kid's had that same – Moore's had that same shot on both.
Connor gets another bucket, so he's got 4 quick points. You know, in the other game this season that we had, you know, where it was a little bit more up and down on the floor and everything, was against Bossy, and Connor had a great game in that, you know, where he scored 18 there. So
yeah, he's got some athleticism. You know, he can kind of play with them and keep up with them a little bit.
Right.
But
all right, well, 27-6 is our score. 5:21 to go here on 18 WJTS. All right, so the Red Devils with the basketball. 5:20 on the clock, leading the Wildcats by 21. Lovings-Watt with the basketball, and that's Heim picking him up. Fairman seems like he's kind of the point guard that settles the offense down and gets them reset most of the time. Cats in a zone here, right?
No, I think they're in a man.
Okay. Looked like they were kind of protecting the lane there, but
I think they got a lot of help side defense in there to try to help with it, but I think they know that they've got a couple of outside shooters, and some of the other guys they kind of sag off of somewhat.
You know, a lot of times whenever you get in a game like this where it's just like nothing's happening, you just kind of, I don't know, I'd try to make it a pickup game or something, you know?
Yeah, well, and you do, but, you know, from the coaching standpoint, you want them to try to stay within the system.
Right,
and
right.
You know, because, you know, obviously you got off to a bad start.
Yes.
You know, and then things from there have kind of snowballed. I don't know if that was a 2 or a 3.
Well, we got some cherry picking big time down here, so Watt was just waiting for that, and Razor Moore found him and got it right down the floor to him. Our check out actually was at Fairman, I think, because Razor Moore was coming in.
Yeah, it was number 1. Watts on the dunk, you mean?
Yeah, well, I was talking about the feed.
Oh, I don't know who
Watts
threw
was
it.
down there just chilling out. So 29-6, Jeffersonville dominating Jasper here. 3:42 on the clock, second quarter. And there's another steal. So is this dunk number? Oh, he does a little double pump there. So Will Lovings-Watt putting on a show. 3 slams in this basketball game, 2 in a row. And Carter gets a bucket. So he's got 4. 31-8, Jasper still trails. Freshman gives it up. Razor Moore now over to Fairman. He gets to the lane, and there's going to be a foul before he gets that shot off. So So 3 minutes to go here in the first half. It's been all Jeffersonville. Jumped out to a 7-0 lead before the Wildcats finally put 2 points on the board. They've only put 6 on the board since, and trailing 31-8. 7 fouls on the Wildcats, so stepping to the line for the first time tonight is Jalen Fairman, and way short on the free.
That was the first free throw of the night for either team.
Berger comes down, and he gets the ball knocked away from him. So here comes Stoudemire, and Goodhue's going to have to foul him. So again, Jasper just has no answer whatsoever. And the only way they can stop that fast break is to basically commit a foul like that.
Yeah, they don't have answers for the athleticism that Jeff has on the floor. And, you know, as a coach, you know, what do? You got to encourage the kids to keep playing hard. You know, work on the things that you do and try to do those the best that you can. But it, you know, there's times when you just are playing a team that's better than you,
right,
or more inferior, that, you know, they can just, because of the athleticism.
All right, 33-8.
See, I mean, I don't know, but we got Gus and Goodhue down here trying to handle the ball.
Day sees an opening, so he goes up, scores his first 2 points of the ball game. Jasper's reached double figures, 33-10. Long three-pointer. He loves to extend that range, and he's hit 2 of them tonight. Brandon Razor Moore got him down with 14 points already.
Oh.
And the Cats throw it away again. Lovings-Watt will stop and pop this time. Can't get it to go. Gus comes down with the board. 2 minutes to go. Day gets down there baseline. Gus has to cross over to Berger. Gus gets the 15-footer. Doesn't go, though. So Cats will hang on possession as Tanner Ernie comes in. Carter Mooney will sit. 36-10, Jasper trailing by 26 points with 1:43 to go. They still have the basketball. Day stops, gets better position, and they're going to call him for travel.
I don't know. I couldn't really. I didn't have a good view of his feet, but I mean, he did make a nice jump stop,
right?
You know, which is what you teach him to do. But after that,
all right. So Fairman comes back into the ball game. Renton Moore sits.
Coach Gable obviously didn't agree with that call because he was questioning the official that made it, so he had a better view of it than what we did. But
yeah, I'm not familiar with this crew out here tonight.
no, it's like I was talking with Brian Kirkhoff before we went on the air. You know, this officiating crew signed up to do this game as Jasper and Pike Central.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's Jasper and Jeffersonville.
Right. Cats with the rebound, and Goodhue trying to get it across, gets it over to Berger. Now Gus is wide open underneath. Nice shot fake there, but can't get the shot to go. Has to get it back out on his own rebound. Inside a minute. Day can't hit the shot. Again, no look pass right there for an easy jam. Number 11, Razor Moore. But man, what a play by Stoudemire.
Their passing kind of impresses me also. I mean,
Yeah.
they share the ball. You know, they look to get it to a guy that's open and may have a better shot than what. I don't know how he made that steal, but he just come from nowhere, and Day thought he was getting ready to make a pass. The next thing he knew, he had the ball stolen.
All right, so they're going to hold for one with 25 seconds to go, leading 38-10. So Jeffersonville with a very impressive start to this basketball game. Dominated from the very opening tip. Six seconds. Razor Moore raises up from the free throw line, and
he got
that's
hammered.
got a piece of it.
He got hammered, and they didn't call
Didn't
anything.
call it. He like walked off like, are you kidding me?
We'll take
All right, well, are you kidding me? No, Jasper's down by 28 here at halftime, Jason.
Yeah, you know, we obviously, you know, we were talking, you know, there a little bit, you know, as a coaching staff, you know, you got to talk to the kids at halftime and tell them, hey, you know, we just need to work on the things that we need to work on to get better.
Right.
You know, if it's the press, then let's work on our press.
Yes.
You know, obviously you have to score before you can do that, but you know, and do the things we need to do to work to get better as a basketball team. You got to, a game like this, you got to throw the scoreboard out the window. You know, I mean, it's going to be very hard. I mean, I'll be bluntly honest, it's going to be hard to win this game.
No.
You know, so you have to, what do we need to do to become a better basketball team at this point?
Yes.
And, you know, if that's, you know, working on our zone offense, working on our man off, whatever it is, those are the things. You know, obviously we've got to take care of the basketball. I got us unofficially for 11 turnovers.
Yeah.
You know, that's back to that stretch where we went through averaging over 20 a game.
Yeah.
You know, and we all know what that stretch was like. It was brutal.
Yes.
You know, and in all honesty, this is a team that we played when we were going through that stretch. That these were the caliber of teams we were playing when we did that.
Sure.
You know, and then we started playing a little bit lesser teams, and we started taking care of the basketball better. Now, I'm not saying that we didn't take care of the ball against some good teams.
Right.
But that, I feel like that's where we're kind of falling back into that trap now.
Yeah.
You know, you got to take care of the basketball. I mean, I've got us taking 21 shots in the first half, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, well, you throw in 11 possessions where it was a turnover and you didn't get a shot.
You're right.
You know, if you don't get that shot, you don't have a chance to make it.
No.
And, you know, I mean, we didn't shoot a free throw in the first half.
Yeah.
You know, and we live on penetration and taking the ball to the basket, and we didn't do a very good job of that in the first half because we're scared we're going to get our shot blocked.
Yeah.
You know, you got 2 6'5" guys in there that are, and they're all up there flying, swatting, and trying to do that, you know, make the highlight reel.
Yeah.
All you got to do is shot fake.
Right.
They're going to go flying. Sometimes you might have to shot fake the second time because there's somebody there waiting. But you got to be able to read that and see that. And Get those guys out of the way, and then go back and go up. And you got to go up strong, and you got to go up with confidence.
Yes.
Right now, we're shooting the ball. We're not even shooting it. We just throw it.
Right.
It's like, oh, crap, somebody's going to block us if I shoot it, so we just chuck it.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. You can't play the game this way.
Well, and I tell you one thing, as far as what we can learn from a game and what we can do to better execute is just really ball control. You talked about the turnovers and things like that. I mean, we're going to get into the sectional, and everybody's going to be in your face.
Oh.
Everybody's going to be playing hard defense. And so it's like, this is probably a better game to prepare us for that, because I think we're overwhelmed just from the very start. But you get in at halftime, you talk about it, and just try to get the team control a little, better under control, and just calm down a little bit, and I think you can work on some things.
Yeah, there's no doubt. The pace of the game and the speed of the game was overwhelming for us.
Mm-hmm.
And we fell behind because we started, all of our seniors and that type of thing. But, you come out the second half, we've got to play better the second half.
Yes.
There's no doubt. And I'm sure the coaches are talking about that at halftime. What do we have to do to play better the second half?
Yes.
Obviously, to me, the number one thing would be to take care of the basketball.
Right.
And then play with some confidence.
Absolutely. All right, well, we'll take a break. 38-10, Jasper trails here at halftime on 18 WJTS. Back once again here at Jasper High School, here at halftime. Jasper trailing the Jeffersonville Red Devils 38-10 right now. And here's the scoring. 4 players have scored for the Red Devils, led by Brandon Razor Moore, number 11, 16 points for him, including a couple three-pointers. Will Lovings-Watt with 3 slam dunks to go along, or basically to contribute to his 11 points. And 6 points for Kobe Stoudemire, 5 points for Jalen Fairman. Wildcats, 3 players have scored. Foley's got 4, Moondy's got 4, and Day has 2. So, all right, so looking at the starters for Jasper coming out: Berger, Ernie, Day, Moondy, and Goodhue. And they will start their same starting 5. So that's Lovings-Watt, Stoudemire, Razor Moore, Fairman, number 23, and number 5, Jared Tyson.
I think we just need a little bit better effort this half. I don't think we played as hard as what we played against. Hey, there's a turnover.
Yeah, rare one.
Their second one of the game. But we're not playing as hard as what we played against Bar Eve. These guys are more athletic, but that doesn't mean you can't play hard. And I think from a coaching standpoint, that would have to be a little disappointing that the effort's not there.
Right. Yeah, that may have been the discussion at halftime. It's like, hey, it's one thing is maybe you don't have the ability of your opponent, but you should always have the same desire, if not better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. You can beat teams sometimes because you want to win worse than they do, and they can be way more athletic than you.
Right. Yeah, it just seems like from the start they've been playing their game, so they came here and just took control from the very start. And we'll see how we do here in the second half. Cats taking away the lane, but when you got the skill of Brandon Razor Moore, who's got 18 points, that's just tough to do. Jasper down by 30 now, 40-10, so. Ball got, yes, they said.
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, Lovings-Watt got a finger on it there.
He didn't, the player didn't act like they got it wrong, so he must have knew he touched it.
Right. Official on the other end had a better angle. Carter making a move, gets to the lane, gets the shot up, and scores. So Carter, again, he took it upon himself because Jalen Fairman was all over him, and he took it as a challenge and just attacked right at him there, Jason.
Yeah, he did. He was aggressive and went to the hole, was able to have a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. He'll be shooting Jasper's first free throw of the night.
And looks good doing it. So 7 points for Carter. I almost say Carter Stom. Do you know that kid?
Yeah, his basketball days are behind him.
All right, so the shot misses everything by Stoudemire there and goes out of bounds, so Jasper will have it. 40-13 is our score. Jeffersonville leads, 6:19 to go here in the third.
I couldn't tell if that was a shot or if he was actually trying to pass it to that guy underneath.
Put it down as a shot.
I did.
Nice feed there. But now Goodhue just didn't have position for the shot. Now, and that's actually blocked. So, but again, I like what Carter's doing. He's playing his game, you know?
Yeah, but again, like we said, you know, if he shot fakes, that guy goes flying by. Now he's got a wide open three-pointer.
True. Boy, it's another air ball for the Red Devils. Oh, and he had Ernie wide open, just did not see him. Berger. And that's just another thing, too. I mean, Jeffersonville, when they got a wide open guy down the floor, the ball's in his hands before you can even realize it.
Yeah. Jeffersonville, you know, in closer games, from just watching the start of this second half, I could see where they may shoot themselves out of a game or into a closer game than what it should be, because you know, they've taken a couple of shots so far that haven't been good shots.
Look at that play. And actually, Jeffersonville's going to call the timeout. We didn't get a chance to talk about their coach. That's Andrew Grants. Andrew Grants. And this is his first year at Jeffersonville, but he coached at Providence for 3 years, 9-12 and 15. 2016 won a regional for Providence with a 19-8 record, and then 2017, 22-3. And so, but there's actually a little gap there where he didn't coach, at least not in the state of Indiana, because it's not on the coaching record here.
Yeah.
But still, has a nice Jeffersonville team, at least from what we've seen so far.
Yeah. I mean, he's, you know, again, when you have a lot of good athletes, it makes the coach look really good at times, you know. But you also have to do a good job of keeping them under control and doing that. And he seems to have been doing that.
All right, so 5:32 on the clock.
You know, and you alluded to it earlier, you know, they play a tough schedule.
Yep.
You know, they're in that, what is it, Hoosier Hills Conference?
Yes.
Is a very, very good conference.
Right. Actually, a drive to the basket there, and they're going to count the basket. So Razor Moore, give him 2 more. He's up to the 20-point mark, and he'll get a chance to shoot 1. But, yeah, again, this conference, like we said, Floyd Central, New Albany, Jeffersonville, and Jennings County all at 4-2. And then you got Madison, who started off with a really good season. They're actually coached by Sharon Wilkerson, who is a former Red Devil.
Yeah, he was. Very good player.
Absolutely. Played for the Hoosiers and won a state championship for the Red Devils back in '93.
Oh. See, those are the kind of passes in a game like this against the athleticism that just don't work. I mean, that was a cross-court pass that we tried to make, and he went up and caught that like Odell Beckham does in the NFL, one-handed.
Exactly.
Just.
All right, so they're going to call an offensive foul here, so good job there by Carter Moondy to have position there. So that is going on number 23, Jalen Fairman. 3rd foul on the Red Devils here in the second half, and coming off the bench will be Brenton Moore, the freshman, number 13. 2nd foul on Fairman.
I don't know if he's related to the other Moore that's on the team or not.
Right.
One goes by Razor Moore and one goes by Moore, so they may not be.
30-point lead for the Red Devils. Good job to feed Berger down low, but
how's that not
a Loving's wide?
That's either got to be a foul or it's got to be a jump ball.
Yeah, I argue that jump ball call all the time, though, because I mean, I know he had a full hand on it, so yeah, it could have been.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's got to be. I mean, it didn't hurt. We got the ball back,
yeah.
But to me, it's got to be one or the other.
Right. Obviously, it was clean.
Yeah.
Moondy short on the 3. Tyson gets it up. Stoudemire attacks, and Berger's going to pick up the foul.
I have us 0 for 8 from the three-point line tonight. So, you know, in a game like this, that obviously doesn't help.
Yeah, that's right. Mundy had the old-fashioned three, or only 3 points of the quarter with a bucket and a foul.
Allbrand's in the game for Berger.
There's a jump shot that doesn't go for Razor Moore. A team like this is not moving from that man-to-man defense. Jump shot there.
They don't need to.
No.
I mean, they do a good job of playing it. They're fairly disciplined with it. Oh, my.
Good job here, though, by Carter Mundy to swipe that away. So I've been impressed, at least with Carter's aggressiveness and, you know, just the way he's playing tonight.
He hasn't backed off any.
Again, he's the future of this program. Just a sophomore and coming on late in the season, a starter on this team now, and their leading scorer for a number of games. Allbrand tries to feed it, but not there, and so they try to get the transition going, and Razor Moore is able to get a bucket up and in. Razor Moore, 23 points.
We're just not doing a very good job of getting back on defense and then stopping the ball. You know, we might have one or two guys get back there, but we don't get in front of them. And to me, it goes back to what I said at halftime. The effort just doesn't look like, you know, it's like we look like we're beat.
Right.
You know, and maybe you are, but you can't play that way.
All right, Cats can't get it to go, but there's Carter again. But poor shot selection there.
Yeah.
Force that one. 45-13, 2:33 to go. We're still in the third quarter. Jeffersonville dominating Jasper, up by 32. Stoudemire, they like a dribble drive, don't they?
Yeah, they basically, what they do is the guy will dribble at the defense of another guy like he did there, and then it allows that offensive player that you dribbled at the defense the opportunity to back cut or to do whatever.
Well, Stoudemire attacked the basket there, but showed some pretty decent patience on that possession.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they run that offense for, is to be able to attack.
Allbrand pops a three.
First three of the night there.
45-16 makes it a 29-point game. Yeah, make sure you double check my math as I give the score tonight.
Why is that?
Make sure I know what the margin is. Now it's 31.
I'm not good with math. You're asking. I got a calculator though on my phone,
yeah,
so
but
we may have to pull that out.
So Tyson gets his first 2 points. It's 47-16 with a minute 12. Third quarter. Nice job there by Ernie to stop and pop.
You know, I mean, that's obviously part of our offense. You know, when we're going well, that's working. You know, Day does it a lot. Ernie does it a lot. Mundy does it a lot. You know, when things are going well for us, we can get that done.
Man, what a job by Mundy to block out there. He completely blocked out Loving's wide for that rebound. 47-18 with 38 seconds to go. Cats at least keeping pace. It's Jeffersonville scored 9. Jasper has scored 8 here in this third quarter. Job by Day there. Can't get it to go, and now he had his eyes on another jam there, but now he attacks, and it's going to be Heim whistled for a foul.
I think Allbrand's going to get that one. Either or, it doesn't make much difference.
Yeah, actually, Mundy, I think. Did you say 15 there?
I don't know. I wasn't watching him. Englert, Berger, and Heichelbeck.
All right, well, 16 seconds to go here in the quarter. We're going to take a break. Jeffersonville 47, Jasper 18 on 18 WJTS. All right, Jeffersonville with the basketball, 16.2 to go here in the third quarter. Jeffersonville has gone to their bench a little bit here.
Whoa.
Set up now.
Whoa.
Ball gets knocked away. Beekler, who's checked in the ball game, will get a chance. He stops, and good job by him to get that shot up and in. So 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Three-pointer on the way, and he drills it. So Fairman comes down and spoils the Cats there, because I was thinking, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, 12. They end up scoring in the quarter.
I can help you with this math. We're down 30.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll take a break. Jeffersonville 50, Jasper 20 here on 18 WJTS. All right, Jasper with the basketball. Start the fourth quarter here. Jeffersonville leads 50-20. Now just kind of taking a look here. The year's Tim LaGrange, actually, former Wildcat coach, also coached Jeffersonville. Let's see, he was there from the years, started in 07, 08, all the way through the 10-11 season. So
they had some pretty good teams when he was there too,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he actually took them to the semi-states. I won a regional in
but
2010.
I think a lot of those times too when he was there, New Albany had really good teams.
Right. No look pass, but gets it back out. So that's number 4, Brian Smithers in the ball game. There's a three-point shot that doesn't go by the freshman Moore. Battle on the floor, and so for the Cats, you got Englert in the ball game. You've got Beekler. You've got Allbrand. Berger's in.
Michael Beck.
And Gus. Berger drives, tries to feed into Gus, and now gets knocked away. Coming the other way is Smithers, and he will get fouled and shoot 2. But yeah, going back here, see LaGrange was 11-12 in his first season there. Went to the loss in the sectional final to New Albany. And then 18-5, lost in the sectional final to New Albany. And then the 09-10 season, beat New Albany in the sectional championship. Won the regional with wins over Martinsville and Bloomington South, and then lost to North Central of Indianapolis in the semi-state that year. And his final season was 13-8, losing to New Albany in the sectional. So,
yep.
So at least beat New Albany 1 out of his 4 years. And
made 1 of 2 free throws. Second one, I guess he stepped over the line. I heard the official blew the whistle, so lane violation on somebody.
51-20, Jasper trails. Connor Foley's looking to check back in. Isaiah Florence is also on the floor for the Red Devils, along with number 25, Michael O'Brien, who saw a little bit of action in the first half.
I don't think they got any starters in there anymore, do
No.
they?
Now they pretty well pulled the plug there. Now number 35, Monty McGee.
I want to see the big fella come in. They've got a large and in charge man down there on their team, and I don't know what number he is, but you won't miss him when he comes in the game.
All right.
5-second call. That's unexcusable. You know, and in Allbrand's defense, he's taking the ball out of bounds. That's not his fault. You know, it's the 4 guys that are in bounds. Somebody's got to get open. So.
Drive to the lane. Good job by Foley to block that shot. And Allbrand with a bucket. So Allbrand's got 5. 51-22.
You know, and a game like this, you just obviously you want to keep playing hard, you know, and doing the things that your coach wants you to do. You know, and again, we talked about it at halftime. You got to throw the scoreboard out the window.
Right.
There's going to be an offensive foul on number 25 for an illegal screen. But you know, I mean, obviously, you're going to cut into the lead because it's 50 to 20, and you know, they've got. There he is. There's my big fella, number 43.
Jeroy
Ellis
has checked into the ball game.
6'5". Looks like he's got his hands in his pockets. Probably looking for a Snickers bar. But I guarantee he's not going to give up. He don't give up any weight to Foley.
He's getting his hands up.
Look at him.
All right, so Berger's going to dribble back out. 5:35 on the clock.
You know, you got to give a kid that size credit. You know, he knows he's not going to play much, but he's out there because he probably loves the game, and you know, he's.
The shot doesn't go there. Good job by Foley to put it back up and in. So Foley's got 6 points.
Foley can take advantage of that because he's obviously quicker than what this guy is.
Right.
But he's got to work hard to get around him.
As he's posting up down low.
They got him listed at 6'5", so he's got not only height to him.
So Smithers against Englert. Drives, Foley knocks that one away, so the Cats come up with it. Goes Allbrand for another bucket, so Allbrand's got 7 points here in the second half. And we got a violation.
End out of bounds violation, stepped over the line.
So 51-26, Jeffersonville leads Jasper. 4:27 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Beekler gives it up to Berger. Three-pointer on the way is long. And there's Allbrand popping again. So Allbrand's having a nice second half with 9 points.
Oh, now they're really clearing.
He's not happy with the way his bench is playing, so he's
going to put all his subs or starters back in.
Ball gets thrown out of bounds, and
well, in all honesty,
all the seniors are coming back in for John Gable.
They've got four turnovers in this half already.
So 51-28. Both teams have their starters on the floor. The Wildcats started the seniors, and I think John Gable was going to let them play out the final 4 minutes. We'll see, unless he gives them an opportunity for a curtain call.
Yeah, their coach isn't happy at all. He's down there just chewing on those guys that he just took out of the game.
Yeah. Oh, good job. And they said it went out of bounds before it went off.
I don't know how that was. It looked like he threw it off that guy.
I know. So William Schmidt with the attempt to save the basketball, but Jeffersonville has it back.
I think he's not going to. He's got his starters out there, but it looks like they've spread the floor more and aren't going to necessarily look to score. It's not that they're trying to run the score up on us. I think it was more of a fact that he was just that mad at the guys that he had in there.
Right.
You know, and as a coach, what do? You know, you're trying to prove those guys finally get their opportunity to play, and then they go out there and they screw things up.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to try to make a point to them.
Sure, I understand. So Lovings Watt, he will drive and tries to jam it over Heim. Can't get it to go. Cats come up with a loose one, but Berger gets it knocked away. And over the shoulder pass goes down to Razor Moore, and he gets knocked to the floor. So a little scrum on both ways actually there. So
I don't know if I kept up with everything that just happened there, but
yep, a lot of chaos.
It was.
Fifth foul on the Wildcats, so no shots yet. 51-28 with 3 minutes to go here. Jeffersonville dominating Jasper tonight. And actually, they play in the Seymour sectional, and it's with New Albany, Floyd Central, Jeffersonville, Jennings County, Bedford, and Seymour. So,
when is the draw for the sectionals?
That'll be Sunday. Yeah.
This Sunday.
Yep.
I didn't know if it was this week or next. Well, it had to be this week.
Yeah.
So we close out the season next week, Tuesday at Vincennes and Thursday at Bedford. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, so that gives us actually just one more conference game, obviously, with Vincennes.
Yeah.
Bedford's another Hoosier Hills conference team that we're playing, so it gives us.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of season they're having.
Yeah, they are actually 9-9 on the season, 3-3 in the Hoosier Hills Conference. So, again, that's respectable considering how good that conference is, really.
Yeah. Englert's into the game because Berger had blood on his shirt, I think, and they had to take him out, or he took himself out, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if the official told him he had to leave or what happened, but I saw him walking out looking at his jersey.
So Jeffersonville, again, just trying to run the clock out with 2 minutes to go.
Oh, it looks like he's going to let the guys come back in.
he's like, all right.
All right, I'm going to give you one last chance. There's 2 quick turnovers.
So 51-28, Jasper. Closing out, at least for home games for this senior class.
Yep. It's, you know, it's a good time and a sad time for the seniors. You know, they're last time they'll play on this floor, and you know, you want to honor them in the ways you can for all their hard work and dedication, like we've said, you know, for the things that they've done for the program. But it comes for everybody, you know. Anybody that plays any sport, that time comes when you play your last one. So.
Right. Okay, so the foul shot is good. That is 9 points for Jalen Fairman. And if he pops this one, he'll be subbed 4 with 1:42 to go. Just 2 points scored by Jeffersonville here in this fourth quarter. Now 3, all 3 coming from the foul line. 53-28, Jeffersonville. So all the seniors back on the floor as Berger's check back in. William Schmidt almost pops a 3 there, and
the big fella gets the rebound.
So Ellis gives it up, and slowly bring it up will be number 4, Ryan Smithers.
Yeah, I'd like to see Schmidt get the scoring column. Him and Andrew both. Whoa.
Smithers actually steps out of bounds over there, so 1:02 on the clock.
Well, you know, we talk about practice weeks and stuff. You know, we've got a short week, you know, practice Saturday, Monday, and you play on Tuesday. You know, and this week was really a messed up week for them for practice because, you know, the weather had them jacked up. You know, there was snow days where they didn't get to go to school and they didn't get to practice. So that all played, you know, I'm sure that played into some of this. Not to take anything away from Jeffersonville. I mean, they obviously made it tough on us, but, you know, I don't know how many days they even actually got to practice.
Right.
So, you know, and the thing that stinks about that is this time of the year, that's what you need. You need practice time. You need those things to work on the things you need to improve on for the sectional.
Right.
You know, and I think we talked about it last week that, you know, it was going to be good this week. They had the whole week to practice and to prepare for a game, and then they end up losing it because of the weather.
Right. Well, you know, and again, this is one of those games where Jeffersonville could have scored 85 points.
Yeah.
You know? They showed a lot of class there. The game was dominant. They weren't going to prove anything by doing it, and so nice job by Andrew Grants, their coach, to just kind of have them call off the dogs there and not run up the score. So
yeah, because, you know, you hate to see when teams do that because, you know, there can come a time when that can come back to haunt you.
Yeah, especially if you ever want to play Jasper again, you know.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, to me, that to me, that's a good opponent to pick up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Jeffersonville, you know, you went through the stuff for previous few years, the numbers, and, you know, they've had very good teams for quite a while.
Yeah.
You know, so it wouldn't be a bad opponent to pick up all the time. You know, I think we talked about that the first game of the season against Linton. You know, Linton would be another formidable opponent to play every year.
Yeah.
You know, year in and year out, they've got a good program. So Jeffersonville obviously would fall in that same category, but you know, a tough night tonight. Obviously, you know, starting the 5 seniors, you know, got us off on a bad foot. But even when he put the regular starters in, it wasn't like it was night and day difference.
Yeah, right.
So from that standpoint, I don't think that had any role in this game. But you know, it'll be interesting if a coach comes up, one of them comes up here and talks to see, you know, what they felt like or what they thought their effort was tonight.
Right.
Because
yeah.
I just didn't feel that, you know, the effort was there that we've shown in other games.
Right.
You know, obviously the game against Bar Eve was a very good effort.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the next night, whoever we put the next game. I felt like the effort was pretty good then again. You know, I felt like the effort was pretty good for, you know, some games there in a row. But, you know, tonight, you know, you had a whole week off. You know, you and I were talking about that off the air. I mean, it's like we were used to seeing each other 3 times a week, and now we went a whole week, you know.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, you got to be hungry to come out here tonight. You know,
Yeah.
you haven't played the game for a week.
I know.
You know, and how can you not come out here with the effort and the attitude, hey, let's get after it.
Well, and the other thing, too, is just our last performance wasn't the greatest
It
either.
was, no,
losing
exactly.
Big to Castle.
Yeah. So, you know, from that standpoint, I think, you know, again, I'm not a coach. I'm not with these guys day in and day out at practice.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, from an outsider looking at it, that's what I take away from it is the effort's just not, you know, tonight wasn't. Kind of disappointed in that, I guess.
All right, well, but again, last home game for the seniors here, and, you know, just the main thing is be grateful that we had a basketball season.
You know, and that's one
question.
thing that, you know, one thing we haven't talked about, you know, let's be grateful and thankful for that, you know, these kids did get the opportunities, and especially for the seniors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, they missed out on homecoming on their senior year. We didn't have that, you know, but they did get the opportunity tonight to have their senior celebration.
Yep.
You know, and that's good. You know, and there's a lot of teams, like we said, have missed a lot of games this year. I mean, Jeffersonville, for example, you know, they're 10-6 now. That's 16 games, so, you know, they're missing some games in there that they didn't get the opportunity to play.
Yeah, they only played 3 games in December and 3 games. Take it back. They played more in January. Yeah, picked up there, but still,
But, you know, and that's, you know, be grateful for what you got.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is the season going to be the way that we wanted it to be? The regular season's not, no.
Yeah.
But you get to the tournament, and everybody's record is 0-0.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what kind of season you had. Go out there with the attitude and the effort that you did against Bar Eve, and you have an opportunity to beat anybody in that section.
Right.
I'm not saying you will, but at least you will put yourself in the position to have that opportunity if you put forth that effort.
Yes.
If you don't put forth that effort and that attitude that you did against Bar Eve, there ain't probably a team down there that you can beat or will beat. So, you know, the coaching staff, they do a good job of motivating and getting the kids ready to go for the tournament run. You know, you got a couple games next week, like we talked, to finish out the regular season. But, you know, when those are over, it's go time,
right.
and you got to be ready to go, and you got to be ready to produce. So, you know, we'll just have to see how it plays out.
All right, well, we'll take a break here. Jasper falls to Jeffersonville 53-28 here on 18 WJTS. All right, we're back once again here. The Wildcats falling to the Jeffersonville Red Devils tonight, and we got Andy Noblet. Boy, I tell you what, this is a privilege.
Well, thanks. I sitting on the back of the bench today, just reliving a little bit of being on the varsity staff with Coach LaGrange, and then just as a player, getting to be with the team. It's been quite a few months since I've been down on the bench, and trying to keep our freshmen away from our JV and our varsity, and making sure we're not crossing over too much. So it was a good experience for me today.
All right.
Wildcats came up a little short today.
Oh, yeah. And we actually talked about Tim LaGrange, coached at Jeffersonville as well for 4 years and took them to a semi-state. So,
yes,
he had some really good success down there as well.
Had a lot of good times with Tim on the bench and some really good players. And, we had nights like tonight, too. Some of our best teams, I still remember playing Tell City and got beat at Tell City and came back and beat New Albany the next night. And they were number 1 in 4A. So, Cats didn't play as well as they wanted to tonight, but we got to keep our heads up. We got another week of basketball that we really need to focus and concentrate. Going to find some competition in Vincennes and Bedford that's going to challenge us too. So we're going to have to be ready to go, and hopefully we'll come in with a different mindset than we did tonight.
So what was the process of us finally getting Jeffersonville? Obviously, we weren't going to play Pike Central as scheduled. So
yeah,
what
I think
happened
usually what happens there is as soon as that goes out, emails are being exchanged from people that are losing games, especially with the COVID. And so I'm sure Brian Lewis was trying to check with Coach Gable about who was available and what kind of teams that we'd want to be here. The hard thing is you have to, on senior night, it's got to be a home game.
Oh, yeah.
So being an athletic director, trying to find a team that will travel, that you don't always find the teams maybe that maybe we would have matched up kind of like Pike Central. You're not going to get a pick or a choice. And
right.
The nice part, though, we had officials for the game, which sometimes that is a big issue with finding fill-in officials. And it's just a strange night.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it was an impressive team we saw in Jeffersonville tonight. So just from a basketball mind, what did you see from that basketball team?
Well, I think sometimes, we probably trying to overdo some things. And because you do that, you overcommit one direction, and then you're giving up easy baskets in the other direction. Yeah. So a lot of those, I think I had them 11 for 14 in the paint in the first half. Yeah. And so whenever kids are shooting 11 for 14, the scoreboard goes pretty quick. And if you're not scoring along with them, and it's very tough to be able to match that kind of shooting percentage whenever they're playing that well and getting some easy looks on the other end.
Right. Well, and the other thing, too, again, we can talk about just the difficulty coming into this basketball game, and then obviously it was a tough matchup tonight. But, in talking with the coaching staff last week, it was like, okay, we got a week to prepare, but then all of a sudden we have the weather this week, and we just really didn't have enough gym time, did we?
Yeah, well, we were off Monday and Tuesday. We were forced to do that. Yeah. Wednesday was a really good practice. It was my first practice that I've been with the varsity a long time, so get to see those guys go a full 2 hours. It was great to see, and good energy. And then yesterday was kind of a messy day too. Kind of ended up practicing at 3:30, and it was a quick, short one, and then a little film session. So, but we did get a walkthrough today, which was good.
Good.
With the kids being e-learning today, being able to bring them in and kind of get a feel for those kind of things. So, one thing I would like to talk about, we had a great freshman season. I don't know if everybody at home follows along. I know Caleb's having a great JV season as well, but we had some pretty good games on the freshman level this year, and I got to be the freshman coach. Want a big shout out to Keandre Peak. He was my assistant coach. Keandre's new to the community. He's working at the high school, helping some of our kids in special needs and also in credit recovery. So Keandre's been a big help to me. And then I had 12 really dedicated basketball players. At one point, we had 36 practices and 3 games.
Wow.
So
we got a lot of coaching going.
We had a lot of time to be together, but not getting to play a lot of teams. So that was up until like January 4th that we had 3 games in. And then so from there we played another, I think it was another, 14 games. Lost our first one in overtime to Evansville Central, and then able to play everybody else on our schedule and beat them.
Wow.
So really enjoyed being around our freshman group. Some really nice players, and some really good practice players too.
Sure.
Some of the guys that maybe didn't get as many minutes, love their attitude, came to practice every day, didn't have any really problems with them at practice, and so like their competitive nature as a group, and they've come a long way. They didn't have a lot of success early,
Right.
but last couple of years they've really gelled and been able to compete with maybe some of the teams that are now on the varsity schedule. That's one thing that we've had to change as we move to 4A is we need to play more 4A teams whenever you're playing.
Right.
When you're trying to get ready for like games like tonight, you need to find teams that are in 4A. They're going to have the quickness and athleticism and learn how to deal with that. And that was one thing that Brian's helped us since he's become the AD to kind of make that changeover, finding some connections. And, SIAC schedule's a lot better, maybe just from an athletic standpoint.
Right.
And being able to match up and deal with presses and things like you saw tonight where maybe we haven't done that in the past.
What do you like about coaching now that you're back in?
Oh, the kids. That's the best part, is seeing kids develop and be part of, the pride that comes with it.
Sure.
We had a couple of games down the stretch where we were in close games, and you could just see our bench rallying and our kids really having a lot of pride. And able to pull out maybe some games where we hadn't played quite as well as we wanted to, but still had the with-itness, just the ability to get a rebound when we needed it and to make the right pass and not to just be selfish and try to win the game, but actually share the basketball.
Right.
And so when you get kids that will all buy into those kind of things, and then they can find each other's strengths, it's really neat to see them gel and being able to sit on the bench and be able to not always have to tell them what to do because they've played enough basketball. I think that's a real neat part of being a coach, is being able to see them kind of do it themselves. And we've had quite a few games where I just had to be quiet and let the kids play. And that's one of the joys of coaching is, you can't be out there doing it and they get to do it. And then to see them execute some of the things you've asked them to learn is definitely a plus about the coaching standpoint.
Right. Well, hey, it sounds like the future looks bright for this Wildcat program. So, but let's talk about the seniors. I know that you didn't get a chance to coach them much this year, obviously.
They were freshmen when I was the athletic director. And so, then the last couple of years, but I've seen the kids, and scholastically, I'm telling you, they're great. And but just the ability to have a conversation with those guys is huge. They smile. They are always they're always asking you something about yourself or being interested in what you might be doing. And they're the first guys that would step up if anything that you needed to be done, if tonight we asked those guys to clean the stands like some of the people are tonight, those guys would jump in and they would try to pull others with them too. And they've just got that kind of connection with the student body. You could kind of sense that tonight, how the game started, that the student body has been cheering for these guys, and it's not just the senior friends, it's the juniors and sophomores that know just what it takes to be the kind of people these guys are. And they're going to be successful people down the road.
Right, no question. But they're successful, obviously, in this classroom and everything else. And
absolutely.
And hope to put a success to finish off this season coming up here. So, all right. Well, hey, we appreciate you coming to talk with us and everything. It's a tough night for the troops on the floor, but again, just great to see that you're back into coaching and enjoying every minute of it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's great to be back with Coach Gable and Coach Allbrand. I miss Coach Allbrand. He and I have coached baseball. We didn't get to do that last year because of the COVID too. We were together, but not really. Didn't get back into the fire as people with some being in the dugout making decisions and things like that. And then last year I was Caleb Bailey's assistant as the freshman coach. So I've been around Caleb, and now being able to share information between the freshmen and the JV is a huge step up for me, and just being around Caleb and see some of the new things that are out there to do. And I've tried to incorporate some of the things that he does into my team, and to see those two groups, freshmen and sophomores, get together. They get along very well, and I think that's because I think the coaches encourage those kind of things. There can be a little animosity when you put the two teams together. They play against each other at practice, and they're trying to hold their own. But it's nice to see them include and have friendships between the classes, and I think that's going to bode well for the future too.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, they're going to be teammates,
absolutely,
for years to come after that. So, all right. Well, hey, thanks for visiting with us, and good luck for the rest of the year.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you, and go Wildcats.
All right. Andy Nobbit, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we'll take a look at the scoring here. The Red Devils defeat the Wildcats 53-28, and they were led by Brandon Razor Moore with 23 points. Will Lovings-Watt with 11 points, 10 points for Jalen Fairman, and 6 points for Kobe Stoudemire. And off the bench, we had 2 points for Tyson and 1 point for Smithers on a free throw. So Jasper, 28 points, and they were led tonight by Jack Albrand with 9 points. So he had a nice second half there, all points coming in the second half. 7 points for Carter Moondy, 6 points for Connor Foley, and Isaac Day had 2, Ernie had 2, and Michael Beekler had a bucket as well. So Wildcats fall to 15-5. They'll be back in action next week. 2 final games, both on the road against the Vincennes Lincoln Alices, and that's on Tuesday night. Thursday night will be against Bedford North Lawrence at Bedford. And Jeffersonville improves to 10-6, and they'll actually play they play the Madison Cubs. They'll have 2 road games, so they got a tough one at Madison, and then also play the Castle Knights, who we saw last week. So good luck to them for the rest of their season, and the Wildcats as we try to get ready for the postseason coming up here with 2 big games next week. So congratulations to the seniors. Again, just Caleb Berger, William Schmidt, Isaac Heim, Andrew Wallace, and Jace Goodhue as they were celebrated tonight, along with all the other participants in some of the winter sports and winter activities with the cheerleaders, the band, and the dance team, and others. So for Jason Stamm and for Jeremy Marcos, my name is Craig Schneider. This is Wildcat Basketball. They fall to Jeffersonville 53-28 here on 18 WJTS. Good night.